What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for understanding that AI now runs YouTube, and it is allowing talks and general discussion, about news about cryptocurrency, NFTs, and blockchain technology. That's all that this video is. It's not a promise, promotion, suggestion, recommendation, or guarantee of any kind. It is simply you and I going over the latest news, and specifically this article right here. But before we do, I want to talk about the overall market, right? Bitcoin sitting at $66,428. Ethereum, $1,900. Solana, $80. Tron, 28 cents. Guys, these are the prices that everybody said if it ever hits those levels again, I am buying everything. Well, this level of 11 extreme fear doesn't allow them to put their money where their mouth is. This level 11 extreme fear has caused them to turn and run. And as a matter of fact, it is incredible that you and I are still here. Now, I might have something wrong with me mentally. I don't know. I have dealt with the decline into 2017 and the bear market of 2018 and 19 and so on. I continued mining throughout that time frame right there, so it was very beneficial in that regard. I should have bought more. Okay, I chose to mine essentially instead of accumulate that way. Bull market of 2021, absolutely phenomenal. Dealt with the bear market of 2022 into 23 and so on. And we didn't really have as much of a robust altcoin and meme coin season in the bull market of 2025. Yes, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. Yes, Ethereum scraped by at an all-time high. But altcoins and meme coins were nowhere near a bull market scenario. And here we are once again, pushing the boundaries of lower limits. Now, the fear causes people to believe that the decline will last forever. At no point in history has the decline lasted forever. Guys, you understand how phenomenal it would be if the decline lasted forever? Think about it. At this point, multi-trillion-dollar industry, it's no different than precious metals. It's no different than real estate. It's no different than the stock market, the bond market, and so on. At no point in history has it lasted forever and gone to absolute zero. Every single bear market has resulted in a bull market. Every single decline has resulted in an increase in price. Now, if we're looking at Bitcoin, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up real quick if I can find it. All right, Bitcoin right here, $66,150 out on KCEX right now. Now, you've got a lot of moving averages, and I'm going to move over to the weekly and the monthly chart. And you can see here that if you're following this array of essentially higher lows that have been hit over the years, a lot of people are going to tell you that Bitcoin is going to come back down to about $30,000 before it finally hits support. Now, they get that level because they take the long-term lows and connect the dots, okay? So, yes, in that regard, Bitcoin could fall to almost $30,000 per coin before it finds support. However, a more dynamic approach says, let's take a look at the exponential curve. Let's take a look at the moving average. Now, instead of using a flat line like this, the same level is held up as support using the 200-week moving average or the 50-month moving average. And as you can see, that's this pink line on the screen right here. The 200-week moving average has risen as Bitcoin has risen. So that would put resistance around $57,000 to $58,000. Now, Bitcoin did come down to $60,000 about 2 weeks ago and bounced off of that, but we may be attempting to bounce off that level once again. So watch that 58, 59, 60, 57. It's a range, right? It can go above, it can go below. Watch that as a major level of support for the overall market. And if you're looking at the monthly chart, it's very similar. It is a 50-month moving average, and you can see that right here on the green line. This puts it at about 57 to 58 as well. And this is also held up, you can go back historically, as a major line in the sand for Bitcoin in an extreme level of support throughout every bear market cycle. So whether you're looking at, essentially the much more, I guess, loose or conservative estimate, Bitcoin could come all the way back down to 30,000, and that's just a flat line. The exponential or the moving average aspect of it says about 57 to 58,000. So we're definitely going to keep our eyes on these levels as a floor for the overall market. But let's discuss what these guys are saying just briefly about whether or not Shiba Inu coin can recover, because I believe the answer is yes. Okay, I don't believe that it's dead. I don't believe that it has anything to do with Satoshi, the scammer, or Cal, the scammer, or Lucy, the scammer. I don't think it has anything to do with those guys. I think it has everything to do with the community and their willingness to buy. And unfortunately, because of a level of 11 extreme fear, they're just not willing to buy at the moment. But all of that could very quickly change. It says Shiba Inu coin continues to trade under pressure, failing to break above the 647 point per coin resistance level. The token dropped 3.20% in the last 24 hours, compounding a 20% decline over the last month. Despite a modest 8.8% weekly recovery, Shiba Inu coin remains near its lowest levels in recent months. The broader crypto market's total market cap sits at $2.3 trillion, down 1%, with Bitcoin leading losses at a 1.28% decline. Investor sentiment has deteriorated, and the Fear and Greed Index is at a level of 11 at the time that I'm recording this here. And it says firmly in extreme fear territory, signaling that caution dominates trading decisions across the market. I'm going to be honest with you, right? Caution dominates during neutral territory. This is not cautious sentiment. This is bearish sentiment. This is people feeling like prices are not only going to decline, that they're going to decline forever. That if they want to save some of their money, they need to sell at the bottom. This is why so many people lose out during these bear markets. It's because it's not caution. It's literally extreme fear and delusion. There's no other way to put it. It is delusional to think that, Bitcoin's going to go down forever or Ethereum's going to go down forever. They might decline further. Absolutely agree with that. But, guys, unless history is made, okay, unless for the first time ever the market crashes to zero, I think we're going to be okay. It says for meme coins like Shiba Inu coin, which depend heavily on speculative momentum, these conditions are particularly damaging. It says without bullish sentiment driving retail participation, price recovery becomes increasingly difficult. Now the meme coin sector faces broad selling pressure. Shiba Inu coin does not suffer alone. The total meme coin market cap stands at $36 billion, slipping 0.1% over the last 24 hours, and fellow meme coins like Doge, Pepe, and Bonk have all registered losses. The synchronized decline across the sector points to structural retreat rather than any Shiba Inu coin specific issues, and I could not agree more. All we have to do is get through the current market sentiment, and the bull market shall return, like I said, unless history does not repeat itself.